Hello and welcome back. Today's tragic story is a story about a shooting that led to the demise of one Doug Benefield, a father of two, one to his second wife, also a daughter to Ashley Benefield, now incarcerated for 20 years for his murder. Doug Benefield was born in 1961 in Palo Alto, California. Doug grew up in Huntsville. He was a keen wrestler, ranking top 10 wrestlers in his state. Doug graduated in 1984 with a degree in biology. He also painted murals and designing logos. In 1985, Doug joined the Navy in San Diego, initially a navigator and a co-pilot for the S-3B Viking aircraft. On the Navy air carriers for 3 years, he completed school of flight and became a Navy flight officer. In 1992, Doug married his first wife, Tracy Lynn, but the marriage lasted only for 6 months. Doug stated in a deposition that his first wife had mental health issues. In 1993, Doug became an intelligence officer. He spent his time consulting with security and communication companies, and also with the US government. In 1995, he married his second wife, Renee, and welcomed their daughter shortly afterwards. Renee had 2 children, also from a previous marriage. According to testimony, Doug and Renee's marriage faced challenges. They slept in different rooms. Tragically, in 2015, Ava came home from school to find her mother deceased on the floor. Autopsy determined that Renee died from undiagnosed heart condition at that time. 8 months later, he meets Ashley Byers at Ben Carlson's Palm Beach home after he ended his presidential campaign. She worked in Donald Trump's campaign office in Sarasota, Florida. Doug had strong connections and with influential donors and also donated himself. And he and Ashley maintained constant communication in those 6 days that they met. In between that time, he went away and came back. They were texting throughout, passionate texts. On the 1st of September 2016, after 6 days of meeting, Doug and Ashley exchanged I love yous over texts and were married in secret in Charleston with only their friend of Doug's as a witness, keeping it from his grieving daughter. In 2017, Doug underwent a vasectomy reversal procedure. The couple promptly embarked on establishing their own ballet company in Charleston. Doug was helping Ashley with her dreams, it sounds to me, at that time. Ashley Benefield was born on December 1991. 30 years Doug's junior. She was born in Texas to Alicia and Raymond Byers. Ashley began dancing at the age of 8 in Annapolis. She did several local studios before studying and graduating from the Maryland Youth Ballet. During her training, Ashley was chosen to participate in the Kennedy Center Class Series, where she trained with many prestigious companies, including the American Ballet Theatre, the New York City Ballet, and Joffrey Ballet, and San Francisco Ballet, to name but a few. Throughout her training, she has worked with Ben Stevenson, along with Susan Farrell and Susan Jeffrey. Ashley was a dance professionally with many ballet companies along the East Coast, including the Baltimore Ballet and the Ballet Theatre of Maryland, and the Sarasota Ballet and the Ballet of Pensacola. She dropped out of high school so she could pursue her dream of being a ballet dancer. Looking throughout Ashley's professional life, Ashley worked very hard. Her dynamic way to work with different sectors of ballet, both modern and classical, but she wasn't unable to secure a place at all these ballet companies due to the high demand and the competition Ashley faced. She turned to modelling and modelled seductive lingerie and swimwear, or posing in the city streets. July 2012, Ashley met her first husband, who was also a dancer. His name was Keaton T. They both featured in the Williamson Start News talking about their appearance on the Snow King together. Please, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing, and could you please press the like button. Any of this appeals to you, deep dives, I do lots of those, and I'm planning to do a lot more in future. Let's continue. Unfortunately, their marriage didn't last long, and she was divorced by August 2014 at the age of 23. Around this time, Ashley suffered a career-changing injury. In February 18th, 2015, she joined the Mayhem Modelling. She was a swimwear model and left 6 years of professional ballet. In April 2016, Ashley was introduced as a retired ballet dancer at the Illinois GOP convention and was hired by Donald Trump himself to assist and help run the Trump campaign in Florida. As an office staffer in Sarasota, her role included managing the campaign in Florida, serving as an office staffer in Sarasota. Her monthly salary was only $3,000 plus expenses. Ashley became a district manager alongside her mother, Elisa Byers. She stated about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is projected to win the SEC with Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia, and Virginia, and then he will win the Oklahoma and Vermont and Massachusetts primaries. Donald Trump campaign paid more than $22,000 to Florida model with very little experience or apparent experience in work as a local manager to run the campaign. Was a little misguided in aspect and speaks volumes according to one article. This is where they both cross paths, at the Ben Carson's Palm Beach residence, next to Epstein's residence, prior to his unaliving. Doug 54 fell instantly for Ashley 24. Doug recently widowed around 8 months prior to this, and there is a speculation Renee died under suspicious circumstances. Doug also had strong connections to influential donors associated to Ben Carson's. Doug instantly fell for her classical beauty and her bright blue eyes and glossy brown hair, and she is very graceful. After the wedding, Ashley moved into the Doug's residence. It seemed also that the daughter struggled to adjust to Ashley and made it very clear to Ashley. Eva was 15 at the time and only a child who was still coming to terms with the loss of her mother. She lost 9 months prior. When the police investigated Renee's death, they searched her cell phone. They learned that Renee and Doug had been fighting. The detective stated a text stating the defendant stated to her husband how he kicked her over New Year Eve during their honeymoon. I'm not sure that, but this is the text what was found. And